I wasn't planning on making a video, but here we are. What up guys, it's Steph and this is absolutely insane. I have a ring light. Wow, okay. We've committed fully to the process. I want to discuss a little dilemma of mine that happens to be podcast overload. I am listening to too many podcasts and it's consuming all hours of the day. I realized it was a problem when I was like listening to podcasts in the shower, and okay, that might not be a big deal, but I still live with my parents. I know, I'm sorry, I know. So I just can't be blasting music like that in the shower. Like, cause they can hear me. So what I've been doing, I'm listening to my AirPods in the shower, but I have to. It's the only way to stay informed. Anytime I tell people that I listen to podcasts, they're under the impression that I'm an intellectual or like listening to self-help stuff or like weird science news or like sports. Actually, nobody thinks that I listen to sports. But I find like here anyway, anytime I'm like, I listen to podcasts, they're like, oh yeah, me too. And I'm like, I listen to Joe. They're like, Joe Rogan. I'm like, no, Joe Budden. But this isn't about Mr. Pump It Up. This is about the fact that I have too many podcasts on the go right now, and I don't even have room for my own thoughts anymore. As far as podcasts go, I listen to JBP, The Read, Extra Gravy, and now Frenemies. No, I can't. As much as I love and live for YouTube news and YouTube drama, I just did not intend on adding Frenemies to my rotation. But I was talking about this with my friend the other day. I was like, yo, I'm gonna commit to these Frenemies pods just because things are hot right now. It's hot in these streets. Not to interrupt myself, but I also listen to See the Thing Is, which is a very good podcast as well. I'm more so into like black entertainment, sensational, toxic pods. I'm not trying to learn about National Geographic or get self-help from a podcast. Actually, like, The Read does a really good balance of that, but that's not my avenue.
When you from the avenue, when the avenue, when the avenue.
On average, all of these podcasts are up to 2.5 hours each. And I'm doing the math in my head, and that's just way too much of other people talking. This makes up for the fact that I don't watch movies and I barely follow TV shows. It's like, sorry, I can't devote my time to another form of media. I'm too busy having multiple people speak in my ears from Monday to Friday every freaking day, in my off time, in my shower time, when I go to sleep, when I wake up. What even is going on? Podcasts are just so much easier to consume than any other content. I can literally do anything. But it's also bad, and it harkens back to my issue of listening to new music as a family. My video, go watch that, show that some love. By the end of the day, I feel like every single topic is tired. Something's gonna pop off on the timeline, or on YouTube, or just in the world. I'll hear this person talk about it, I'll hear this person talk about it, I'll hear this person talk about it, and then by the time I talk about it, do I even have unique thoughts? I don't know. I've also realized on the whole parasocial relationships thing, I'd be hoping that the people around me can share their thoughts in concise, hot takes and like really good statements, and then they just don't do that, and I'm like, I wish I could go home and listen to podcasts instead of listen to you try to string words together. I don't know. Is that harsh? I had to take a step back and I was like, this is not normal. I shouldn't have to hear other people talk for like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on end throughout the week, like in between me doing other things. Because that doesn't even include me talking to people, me at work, me doing anything. So, how can we fix this? I'm gonna try to devote more time to quiet time because I realize that I'm not alone with my own thoughts long enough. And that's not to be deep and dark and mysterious and like, oh my gosh, you don't know what I do at like 2 a.m. Like, I'm asleep. But at the same time, this is too much. I'm embarrassed at the amount of times that I listen to podcasts, so. What about you though, if I open up the floor and like if you're down to comment, which I would love to know if anybody else is feeling this. Is there something in your life that you're doing right now which is not harmful, not destructive, but just genuinely not aligning with how you hope your life is for yourself. Does that make any sense? This whole thing is just coming because Trisha and Ethan Klein are ethering David Dobrik, and I have to devote time to that. But I was telling my friend, I was like, I can't, because if I put this pod in, this is too much. Wednesdays and Saturdays are JVP, Tuesdays is the read, and see, the thing is, I don't have time for frenemies. But yeah, that's the video. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you like this video and you like me, then hit that like button, and if you want to see more of me, then you can always subscribe, and my links will be down below. And I have a ring light now, so I'm never going back to being ugly again. Alright, peace. One day I will want to succeed in life, and people will be like, well, you said that you listened to Joe Budden and you paid for his Patreon. I know, drag me.